Hello, everyone. Thanks for waiting. Welcome. I'm Clay Emo. I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter. I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. And there's my Canucks Take, all in one take, as part of Clay's Canuck Commentary Live here on YouTube twice a week. It's Wednesday night. It is April the 8th. And this is the most I've ever had. Usually I walk in here and there's maybe like one comment or one question, usually from HSM Fangirl Gaming, but I see about 24 comments as well already. So maybe you're really bored today, or maybe for some reason you're really excited about today, or you want to hear stories of how a bird pooped on me earlier today, which I'll get into. But overall, I am glad you are here. I'm thankful you are here. I got 3 or 4 things I want to talk about right off the start, and then I'll just get to your questions. Because it's Wednesday, none of the kids were coming down. I started to make that change early last week. Sorry to disappoint you, but really, it's because I want to keep Wednesday and Sunday a little bit different. So Sunday will be the day where at least one of my kids will come down. Other times, so Sunday is the day that one of my kids will come down, and usually be a bit longer. Wednesday will be shorter, although I said that last time. I still went for 53 minutes. So I'm going to aim for 10:45. If we wind up before that, which I doubt, that's fine. If we wind up a little bit after that, that's fine. But technically, no rap, no kids today, because I want to make sure that the Sunday ones are, quotes, more special. Not that you guys aren't special or I'm not special, but today will be just me. So I hope that doesn't disappoint you. I will get into your questions and comments in about 5 or 6 minutes, but I like to just kind of open up by saying thank you for being here, whether you are in my neighborhood, local, in the same city, provincial, national, continental, international, whatever it may be. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate that you could be doing anything else right now, but instead you are here with me. And obviously we have less and less Canucks news to talk about as we go on, and more COVID news. But I think this is a great chance for us to check in with each other as well, and just to say hi. And I know it's more one way. You ask me questions and I answer them, but not ready to go full Zoom yet, although that might be fun to see a lot of your faces. But I just don't know how well that would work in an interactive format. But we can talk about it. I'm open to it, just not right now, not for today. So let's talk. I want to talk about a few things, and I'll get straight to your questions. Interesting day for me today. I started off doing a vlog this morning, and it was basically going on a couple of news articles I saw recently. And number one was basically a check-in, how you doing, and do you expect the hockey to come back at all? And number two, what do you guys think of a centralized playoff system, i.e., neutral site games, either tourney style or just neutral site is the main thing. So I talked about that. I actually got a couple of people come back to me on Twitter saying, "Oh, you're very insensitive. People are dying and people are suffering from this disease, and here you're still talking about when hockey's going to come back." And it didn't offend me. I actually responded quite well, I thought, and we had a very civil conversation. I said, "Look, I've actually vlogged extensively about my appreciation for first-line responders, first responders, and healthcare officials and everything." I said, but at the same time, this is a Canucks channel or a hockey channel, and I do want to keep some sort of normalcy as well. So I said, I'm certainly not being disrespectful. I certainly, honor all those, and I understand. I pray for victims and the deceased all the time. But I've vlogged extensively on that on my other social media, my Instagram, my Facebook. And I think this person actually he follows me on Twitter, but I don't think he watches a lot of my videos. So I think he just thought that I was just coming out of the gate talking about, that I want hockey so badly. I don't think he even watched my vlog, actually. He just saw the title of my vlog or my intro video. So it was fine. We had a good civil conversation, but it kind of just made me make sure that I don't come across as tone deaf or insensitive. And I think you guys know that's not the case. So that was an interesting start to the day. I've been going to mass at my church every morning at 8 a.m. So it's been early mornings for me, which is good. Then later in the day, the Canucks kind of did something cool. They said, basically, for the next 2 hours, send us your name, your last name, your favorite number, and which jersey you want, a classic, black or current, and we'll put it on a wallpaper for you. They got over 1,000 replies. And it's kind of funny story if you follow this on Twitter a little bit. So my son, Sean, actually replied first, and he says, Emo, our last name, number 8, and, classic black jersey, classic skate jersey. That's exactly what I wanted. So then Sean and I debated, well, should I ask for a different number? Then he can take that number. And I said, no, because 8's my favorite number as well. It's our anniversary date. It's the unit number of our house. It's good luck in Chinese. I'm half Chinese. So I also wrote to the Canucks and I said, I also would like Emo number 8, but do it in the current jersey. And not to be confused with my son at Canucks, Sean, who wants number 8, Emo, in the skate jersey. So right away, I was lucky. I was one of the first ones they did. They wrote back to me with my wallpaper, Emo 8 in the current jersey, And then they kind of forgot about Sean, and they forgot about Sean for a couple hours. And then I felt bad, right? Because Sean did the request earlier, but they got to mine. And then I thought maybe they thought that we wanted the same jersey. And then Sean's girlfriend, Fernanda, also sent a tweet. A few of my friends sent a tweet. Followers, Sean's followers sent a tweet. Sean sent a tweet. I sent a tweet saying, hey, can you still do the video, still do the wallpaper? And then finally around 10 after 5, they did Sean's as well, which is awesome. So now we have Emo 8 in the black skate jersey, Emo 8 in the current jersey, and I actually like the classic jersey better. So that's the one I have on my wallpaper right now. If you follow me on Instagram, or if you on Twitter, you may have seen that already. So that was kind of interesting. Then Sean and I do a full day of work, and I go to Safeway. Sean and I are lining up because it's a lineup to get in. And then a bird craps on me on my nice black Herschel Canucks windbreaker hoodie that I wear in basically all my vlogs that I do outside. So I leave Sean there. He goes in the store. He buys everything. I run home, drive home, not run home. I wash the thing, rinse it, soak it. Then I jump in the shower, go back and pick him up. And then Gail, my wife, said that's a sign of good luck. And I said, well, are you sure? And so I put it on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. And yeah, a lot of people are saying in Portuguese culture and this culture and that culture that getting pooped on is a sign of good luck. And they told me to go buy a lottery ticket. I'm not sure if I can do that. And I hate, it was stupid. I didn't throw up or anything like that. I know it's not dangerous. Thankfully, none went out of my mouth. But I used the hashtag birds are jerks for a little while because that was not a good, nice end to my day. But then we had a good barbecue. Barbecue hamburgers and all as well. Studied a bit tonight and then prepared to come on here. So that was my day. Started with mass, ended with, then went to a vlog, which got mostly good feedback, but a bit of negative feedback, and then, which is fine. And then a full day of studying, then the whole Canucks wallpaper thing, and then getting pooped on at Safeway. So there we go. I see a lot of chat, so I want to get to your comments now. I'm a little bit late, 7 minutes in, but again, I will do my best to get to everything, and let's see what we got. Okay, starting up top. Oh, my computer is really slow. Okay, here we go. HSM Fangirl Gaming. Hey, Clay, what's your favorite food at Disneyland to eat? Oh, good question. I love those strawberry ice cream bars. I know they're really expensive, like $5 or $6 American, but those strawberry ice cream bars, I like those. And I also like, when we eat dinner, we eat at the Plaza, which is right near the entrance of the main Disneyland. And I always have chicken and pasta. The pasta dish there is really good. Good question. What's yours, HSM Fangirl? Armin, hey Clay, what do you think will happen with the draft and free agency if the NHL does resume later in the summer? If the NHL does resume, Armin, then they will simply wait until the end of the regular season, and then you have your draft based on your standings, and then you have free agency as well. So if the NHL does resume, everything just gets pushed back, gets delayed a little bit. But that is a best case scenario. Obviously, I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but we shall see. HSM Fangirl, Domino's or Pizza Hut. I like them both, but I think if I had to pick one, I'm a Domino's type guy for sure. Christopher, hi, hello, Chris. Christopher, should the Canucks keep if they can only keep one Toffoli or Markstrom? I've actually talked about this a lot in my live streams, and I've talked about the fact that I would love it if they could keep both, but I don't think that's going to happen. So your question was if they can only keep one. I have a feeling it's going to be Markstrom, but I kind of want it to be Toffoli because I don't think we have someone who can replace Toffoli. And I'd love to see a top six of Miller, Pettersson, Toffoli, Besser, Horvat, Pearson. And obviously we can't get that if Toffoli's not around. Also, I think with Jacob Markstrom, if we can't sign him, at least we have Thatcher Demko waiting in the wings. And I think he could be a very, very good starter in this league, and he just needs more experience and stuff. I'm moving stuff around because I noticed that the chat on my computer froze, so I'm going to use my laptop that I usually look up stats on, although no one really ever asked me to look up stats, and I haven't had to really refer to it recently. I'm going to actually pull up the chat on this laptop, so give me a second as I do that. So to answer your question, and I've talked about it a lot, I have a feeling it's going to be Markstrom as opposed to Toffoli, but as I've said before, I don't mind if the Canucks play a bit of hardball with Markstrom, knowing that you don't want to overpay goalies, and we have Thatcher Demko waiting in the wings, so to speak, and waiting for an opportunity. So it's a tough one. You never want to, just give up on a guy, and you don't want to give up. You don't want to lose Markstrom for nothing. But we've talked about already that Markstrom's going to cost $5.5 to $6 million. Toffoli's going to cost $5 million or $5 or $5.5 million. So that's already $11 to $12 million between the two of them. That's a lot, but we shall see. I would love it if they somehow kept both of them. That would be amazing. Dean, would you do Adam Gaudette and a second round pick this year or next for Elias Anderson, center? Yeah, I know. I've seen that Anderson maybe wants to trade out of New York. Anderson was picked just a couple picks after Pettersson. I think he was number 8 in that 2017 draft. Would I do Gaudette and a second for Elias Anderson? I guess Anderson could be a top 6 player, but giving Gaudette and a second round pick, we don't even have a first round pick depending on if we make the playoffs or not. So I'm not sure. You know, Anderson is good. I don't know a lot about him actually. I'm not a big prospects guy. I'll happily admit, or readily admit, maybe not happily. I know they have plans for Gaudette to be the third line center. So I don't know. Maybe I'm being naive if I say no right now. But that's basically based on the fact that I don't know a lot about Anderson, quite frankly. But maybe I'll do some more research and I'll be more prepared next time. But no, off the top of my head, I don't think I'd do that right now. Talk to me again next year. HSM Vancouver, what kind of contract does Jake get this year from the Canucks? I don't think he's going to get long term. I think I wouldn't be completely sold on him. Yes, he's improved every season over the past few seasons. In fact, I'm wearing a shirt. You can probably see there. I'm wearing a shirt, but I think, and I like him a lot, but I think really he's going to get just a 1 or 2 year again, at the max 3 years, but maybe 2 years at $2.5 to $3 million per. That's what I think. You know, he's not going to make it as low as 1 or 1.5 million anymore, but he's not going to break 3 million, I think. So my guess is 2 years at $2.5 to $3 million. I simply don't. If I was the Canucks, I wouldn't commit to him long term, and then he's easier to trade as well. HSM Fangirl Gaming. Oh, no, I just asked that. Nahal, hi Clay, how are you? I'm great, thanks. I hope you're doing well as well. What are your thoughts on Tyler Myers? I liked him a lot when he first came here. I know there are a lot of people worried about his contract, and I thought he outplayed his contract in the start. Then, as the year went on, as more, I guess we saw more of what he was really like, or he certainly wasn't a top pairing guy. Is he a second pairing guy? Barely. So then you're paying a lot for a third pairing guy or a tweener, right, between second and third pairing. So, you know, he's going to be here for another 4 or 5 seasons. We want him to do well. He's a nice guy. I've met him a couple of times. He's a great leader, it sounds like. He's looked up to, not just because he's 6'7" or 6'8". So I hope he can do well, but I don't want it to become another Brandon Sutter, Jay Beagle, Louis Eriksson. We're complaining about his contract. I've already seen him compared to those guys. So, but we need good D-men, especially on the right side, right? If Tanev and or Stetcher don't come back, then who are we left with? Just him and maybe Rafferty coming up and Tramkin if he comes back. Not a fan, as I've mentioned before. So good question. We will see. Who would you rather have, Jordy Ben or Fantenberg? You know, it's funny. I like Ben at the start of the year, but then he tailed off. Then I was really excited for Fantenberg, but then I've seen Fantenberg kind of tail off as well. Fantenberg seems like more offensively dangerous, but Ben seems to be a better fit defensively. So if I had to pick one, I would pick Jordy Ben actually over Oscar Fantenberg. And Fantenberg is a free agent. Ben has 1 year left, so that's why I think they're not going to re-sign Fantenberg. Alfred, hi Clay, how are you and your family? I hope everyone's safe and healthy. Yes, Alfred, we are doing well, thank you, and I hope you are well as well. Everything's good. Gail's teaching, Kayla's learning, Jacob is, he's the, Sean, as you guys know, Sauter already moved to online 3 weeks ago. Is Jacob the one, public school, high school in Richmond? He's the one that the teachers have been slow getting to, but apparently he's going to start his meeting starting tomorrow. So thanks for asking. Christopher, rank every Canadian team from brightest future to least bright future. Brightest future to least bright future. Okay, good question. Off the top of my head, I'm going to go Vancouver. And then I think Ottawa, actually, because they've given away and traded away so many players, but stockpiled picks. I think if we're talking about future 5-6 years down the road, I think Ottawa could be second on that list if we're talking about future. Then I would go either Montreal or Edmonton. No, Toronto. Let's go Vancouver, Ottawa, Toronto. Although you could swap Toronto and Ottawa because Toronto's there. But if we're talking about future, maybe Toronto's already peaked. I don't know. Vancouver, Ottawa, Toronto, and then I would put Edmonton because you can't go wrong with the two guys they have. And actually, there's some good prospects in Calgary. Then maybe Montreal and Winnipeg, only because I think Winnipeg's a little older and they've almost had to kind of rebuild as they go. But that's a very, very quick snapshot. But if I had to pick today, and I could be wrong on all this, I'd go Vancouver, Ottawa, Toronto, Edmonton, Calgary, Montreal, and Winnipeg. How's that? Probably really bad. I told you I'm not a prospects guy, but based on who I know is on the roster now and who I think is going to be good, that's how I'd rank them. Dean, would you trade Olli Levy for a middle second round? Olli Levy was picked 5th overall in 2016. I think he's going to get a chance to make the team this year. Would I trade him? Would I trade him for a middle second rounder? No, I don't think I would. I would not until I see what he can do, and I don't think he's going to even get a middle second rounder because other GMs will want to see what he can do as well. That's a fascinating question, but yeah, I don't know if if we'd get the second rounder for him, quite frankly. So I guess if I'm saying if someone offered a second rounder, maybe I should take that. But I'm still fascinated to see what Olli Levy can do for our team. So that's where I'll put it right now. Okay, that Mac is frozen, so I'm going to read comments here. So now I'm kind of shifting a little bit, but that's okay. Now at least I can scroll on this computer. All right, Kaigan, hi Clay, I got a haircut and I don't really like it. Oh, well, I hope it doesn't look like mine because then you should like it. That's what I meant. But Kaigan, maybe try and explain to me somehow why you don't like it, but it's okay. I'm sure you look fine. Don't be too hard on yourself. Nux649, hey Clay, are you and your family doing fine? Nux, hope you are doing well as well. Thank you. Alfred, what are your predictions of a Canadian team, including the Canucks, will break the long cup drought in a few years from now? Yeah, I can see it. You know, Montreal Canadiens, the last Canadian team to win a Stanley Cup way back in 1993. Obviously, Canucks had a chance in 2011. I think, given you look at the standings in the Western Conference, I guess you would argue that Vancouver and Edmonton have the brightest futures based on what I just talked about. I don't see Ottawa or Montreal winning a cup anytime soon. Maybe Toronto is your best chance in the East. So yeah, it might not happen for 3 or 4 years, but Edmonton could catch. You know, imagine Mike Smith goes on a crazy run in the playoffs, and you have McDavid and Draisaitl scoring like crazy. Maybe Edmonton's the next team to do it. I hope it's Vancouver, but I've always said it won't be 4 or 5 years for Vancouver. Good question though. Nux, hope everyone is doing well and staying safe. We are, thank you. Hope so for you as well. Just hopped out of the shower, enjoying you live right away. That's great. I hope you put on some clothes though, but if you're sitting in front of your computer, I guess we won't know, and certainly not here to judge, but thank you. And yes, who'll be joining us, as I mentioned, none of the kids joining us today because it's the midweek one. I saved them for the weekends now. Tony, if you could choose the Canucks' first line out of everyone in the NHL, who would it be, including defense? Wait, so I can choose any 3 guys to be on my first line? I would take McDavid, McKinnon, and first line, so I don't have to worry about defense, scoring. Well, you know, I would maybe McDavid, Draisaitl, McKinnon. I think McKinnon plays center, so one of the guys would have to play on the wing. Or do you go Crosby, McKinnon, McDavid? Oh, that would be sick too. Yeah, but I would take McKinnon and McDavid for sure, and then pick anyone you want to be the third guy on there. Good question. Then including D, I like Victor Hedman a lot. I would love to see Hughes and McCarr play together, actually, but I think they're still a couple years away from being like the top D-men in the league. But, you know, Hedman, John Carlson would be good. I like Pietrangelo, so there's a lot of good D-men as well. Christopher, I look forward to these all week. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. I look forward to coming on twice a week, even if they're small. Oh, by the way, I didn't do my usual pandering for likes, so I see it's at 7 right now. If we can get that up to 12 or 14 in the next 10 seconds, I'll be thrilled. It's funny, I always say I don't pander for likes, but yet I asked for them once or twice a video. But more likes is better than less likes, so if you want to bump that number up, I would not complain. Okay, let's keep going. Edmund, hi Clay. Fair to say you like Canucks chances versus Flames than Oilers. Yes, I've said that before in previous vlogs. I do like Vancouver over the Flames more than I like Vancouver the Oilers. But really, I was just scared of Vegas the most. I didn't want to play Vegas in the first round. I think our chances are equal versus Calgary or Edmonton. They're pretty good. I know TSN, both the guys in there, both picked Edmonton over Vancouver if the playoffs started today and they went by points percentage or a 68-game rollback, which I'll talk about if I run out of things to talk about. Basically, TSN, really quickly, they did, every team has played between 68 and 71 games. So instead of points, not fair, points percentage, a bit more fair, they said, well, let's roll everyone back to 68 games. And it actually was the exact same 16 teams make the playoffs in the 68-game rollback as in the points percentage, just in different order. So under both scenarios, Canucks make the playoffs. but then both TSN guys said Edmonton over Vancouver. Yeah, I do like the Canucks' chances against the Flames a tiny bit more than the Oilers, but I put them in the same tier. I'm more afraid of the Vegas Golden Knights. Dean, thoughts doing a World Cup versus playoffs? Yeah, if there's no playoffs, I don't know if there's gonna be a World Cup simply because you have the same issues, right? It's a matter of getting all the guys together, the players together safely. So I don't think it's gonna happen. I like the Olympics when it's true best on best. World Cup, you seem to get stronger teams because there's only 6 or 8 teams as opposed to 12 teams or whatever. But I do like national hockey, like patriotic country hockey, but I definitely like NHL hockey a bit better. Tayeb, have you heard that if Jacob Markstrom leaves, we might go after Braden Holtby? I think that would be a mistake. I know Holtby, there's a lot of expensive UFAs out there. Holtby, Pietrangelo, Taylor Hall, but I wouldn't go after Holtby. I haven't heard that yet, but I wouldn't do it, actually. I like Holtby. I thought he reached his peak 2 or 3 years ago, or maybe even 2 years ago, but I wouldn't do it. I think it'd cost too much, and that's money we can spend in other places. Nahal, do you like how the Canucks got rid of the Vancouver on their blue jersey? Yeah, I'm fine either way. I liked it because it said it on the jersey, but it's a lot cleaner now, and it took me a while to get used to it. But I think it looks really sharp now in the pictures, especially when you see Pettersson and Hughes and Besser, Horvat, any of our young guys in the blue jersey with just the logo itself. I think it looks sharp. Actually, I do like it. Dexter, looks like the bird got hold of the Raisin Bran. The bird got a hold of something, including me. It's kind of a funny story, actually. When Sean and I were in the line at Safeway, so the bird poops on me. Actually caught me here, so I got a bit on my face. I wiped it off, got some on my jacket, and then I went home to shower. But instead of Sean saying, "Oh, are you okay?" or whatever, I'm not sure what else an 18-year-old boy is supposed to say. But he says to me, "Oh, gross! A bird just crapped on you." And then I said, "Yeah, thanks, I noticed." And then I wiped it off and gave him $50 and said, "Go into Safeway, I'll come back for you in 15 minutes." And that was my evening, at least the start of it. Christopher laughing at Dexter, ha ha ha. Reels, hey, hello, Reels, thanks for being here. Tony, do you think birds are real? I think birds are real. I think they're jerks though, that's for sure, especially after today. Reels, can anyone make a Zoom call? I can't. Are you asking, can anyone make it? Like if I had one, would people make it? Or are you asking, can just anyone do it? Because anyone can get a free account. But the free accounts are more susceptible to Zoom bombers, screen bombers, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm still not sure if it's the best medium for us to interact, but we'll see. Nahal, do you think Horvat, Hughes, PD, and Besser will all retire Canucks? If not, who do you think will leave? Good question. I don't think all 4 of them are going to retire Canucks. It's very rare that you have someone make it all the way to the end. Sedin's being the exception as opposed to the rule. I could see Horvat being a lifer, and maybe, Pettersson and Hughes, by the time they're big, their 3rd contract comes up. So their 3-year ELC, then another, 3 or 4 year RFA one potentially, or you go 6 years and take them to UFA years. Whatever the 3rd contract is going to be, it's going to be massive. It's going to be massive. So I can't sit here and say with complete confidence that Pettersson and Hughes will be on this team 7 or 8 years from now. I would obviously like them to be. And Besser's interesting because he's got the shorter contract. They kind of still got to decide what they're going to do with them, after this 3-year contract ends. So Nahal, if I had to rank them in order of probability of them leaving, I would say Besser, and then one of Hughes or Pettersson, and then Horvat at the end, because I would say that Horvat, he won't be as expensive as Pettersson and Hughes. Captain, maybe you don't trade your captain as much as you would trade another player. So yeah, but I would love all 4 to stay. I just don't know if it's realistic that that's the case. Dexter, I got my phone fixed. Awesome. So I can see all of you now, Clay. Well, I don't know if that's a good thing, but I'm so happy. How did you fix your phone, Dexter? Who did you take it to? And what did they say what the problem was? But I'm very happy that you got it fixed. Great job. Elias Anderson, famous for tossing his silver medal in the World Junior. Oh, was that him? That makes a lot of sense. So that already tells me he's A, competitive, but B, a bit of not a head case, but maybe he lets his emotions get the best of him for sure. Christopher, what do you do for fun in these times? Well, believe it or not, Christopher, I find this fun. I find vlogging about the Canucks and coming on here twice a week fun. I spend a lot of time with my family, whether we're playing a PS4 or ping pong, although our portable ping pong set, hard to put on the table now, that I use for my work. But I exercise, I vlog, I play music, that relaxes me for fun. And then, if this wasn't if we weren't physical distancing, I'm a very social person. So I'm always out with friends, or we're having friends over to our house. We love to entertain, to make people meals, play Jackbox. But right now, during these times, I think that was your question, it's spending time with family, it's PS4, it's playing music, and it's vlogging. Great question. Nux 649. Have you ever shotgun a beer when Britannia scores? No, I don't drink beer. I don't drink alcohol. I'm not an anti-drinking crusader. It's nothing to do with my Catholicity. It's simply the fact that I've never actually got drunk. I don't know what my limit is. Maybe I could drink everything. Maybe I can't drink a single thing, but I've never ever really drank. And the one funny story, we went 20 years ago. We went to Vegas for my stag. Imagine good Catholic boy like me going down to Vegas. And I don't know, maybe for the older people on here, you might recognize that song. You know that song from Pee Wee Herman called Tequila. It's the one that goes dun na 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 na. So it's called Tequila. So for that 2-minute song, 2.5-minute song, the club we were at, they said free tequila shots for that 2.5 minutes. So of course the guys that went down there, 7 of them, were trying to find me to give me tequila shots. But even though they know I don't drink, so I actually ran into the bathroom of the club and I locked myself in a stall. It's not my finest moment, but it's true, and it avoided me having to drink anything on that night. So no, I don't drink anything, so no, I've not shotgunned a beer before. Edmund, I think one of the D-men, Rafferty or Ulevi, will make the team, and one of Stetcher or Tanev will go. Yeah, I agree with you, Edmund. I've always said it's going to be, on the right side, it's going to be Myers, Rafferty will get a shot, and whether it's Trampkin or Ulevi. Ulevi's a left side guy, so maybe it's Myers, it's Rafferty, and it's one of Tanev or Stetcher, perhaps. I'd be okay with that. Edmund, Leafs bright because they got cap issues. That's a good point. They are, that's a really good point, Edmund. They are probably where I think the Canucks will be in 4 or 5 years as well, as Pettersson, Hughes, and Besser get new contracts. Kagan, it looks like a mushroom. Your haircut? Oh, that's okay. Some mushrooms look okay, so hopefully you're being too hard on yourself, but if not, you can always cut it again, or at least be happy that it'll grow back again, and then you can do something else. Dean, would you trade Niels Höglander for this year's 15th pick? It's interesting. Höglander was picked at the start of the second round last year, so he must be about 30, I think he was 40th, right, or so. So you think by numbers, 40th for 15th, you should be able to get a good player at 15, which was closer to where Podkolzin was picked. Do you get biased because Höglander looked good at the World Juniors and we've seen all the highlights? For him for 15th, I think you have to do it though, because now you're getting a first rounder, especially if you're confident in your scouting. Yeah, if it's straight up 1-for-1, I do make that deal because the potential in a first rounder, mid-first rounder, 15th overall, I think is higher than Höglander, as excited as I am to see Höglander. Nux is saying Höglander is really good. Yeah, I think he's really good as well, but you could also find a really good player at number 15. But it's so tough to say, right? Because we haven't seen these guys play. We haven't seen these guys play at a pro level. Nux 649. Clay, random question. Where do you see yourself in 6 years? That's a great question. I'll be 51 years old. I still see myself working in my current job as Catholic Church. I'll finish my master's, so maybe I'm doing something higher up in the organization, although I'm doing pretty well there. Not that I get paid a lot. Catholic Church doesn't pay a lot, but helping people, helping churches. So I do see myself doing some stuff church-wise. I still might see myself doing some speaking gigs here and there, emceeing weddings and events, because I do enjoy that. Hopefully I won't look like I'm 51 when I'm 51 because of the Asian genes. And I still see myself involved with the Canucks, vlogging some sort. I won't be maybe as successful or prolific as the hockey guy, although maybe he's older than 51, who knows. But I still see myself being involved with the Canucks in some way as well. So for better or for worse, maybe not a lot different than right now, although in 6 years from now, Sean will be 24, Jacob will be 22, and Kayla will be 18. So maybe Gil and I won't be empty nesters yet, but maybe we'll be doing more traveling as well. Not close to retirement, but at least the kids will be a lot even more older and a lot more independent. Good question. I'm gonna have to ask myself what I want to do, but I think not a lot will be different, and I'll still be the same good looking. How's that? Hi Clay, just thought I'd take a break from studying and stop by to say hello. Thank you, I appreciate that. I hope you are doing well, and let me know what you're studying. That's really cool. I can't remember how old you are. I'm pretty sure you're out of high school though, so let me know what you're studying. I'd love to know. Tony, if you could hang out for a day with any NHL player, present or past, who would it be and why? Any NHL player, past or present. I want to hang out with someone who seems fun, who seems to be like a character. Yeah, somewhat. You know, Ovechkin, I think, would be a lot of fun because he's not only fun, he's engaging. I think he's got a lot of good memories to share now: Stanley Cup, Olympics, World Juniors. So Ovechkin would be one that pops at the top of my mind. I'm trying to think of who else is kind of. If I think of the Canucks, a lot of them are pretty. The current ones are way too young. Like I'm old enough to be their dad, so and I feel that when I'm like volunteering at events and stuff. So maybe, you know, I think someone like a good storyteller would be someone. Bieksa would be a lot of fun, actually. I think Bieksa would be a lot of fun. Burrows would be a lot of fun if I could understand him. I think Kessler would be a lot of fun. Those guys, but I think Ovechkin, if I had to pick one. You know, can't go wrong with Wayne Gretzky either. Just the stories he'd have to tell and the and how smart he is in the game. He'd be another one that I would pick. Nahal, imagine if McDavid never wins a cup. Yeah, there'd be some really good hockey players to never win a cup, so that could happen. Nux, if you could meet and spend a whole if you could meet and spend a whole day with any professional athlete, who would it be? Wow, any professional athlete. You know, I if Kobe was still alive, I'd be very interested to spend a day with him. Michael Jordan, I've always admired. I'd love to spend a day with him. You know, admittedly, I think there'd be a few professional wrestlers that I would just have have a kick out of spending a day with them. Guys like The Rock would be hilarious. Even John Cena, I think, would be a lot of fun, or Bray Wyatt. But professional athlete, if I pick one, you know, I think past or present, Michael Jordan would be very, very intriguing to me for sure. Pick his brain on a lot of things. Do you think McDavid will be an Oiler forever? No, I do think McDavid will be an Oiler forever. I think they're going to break the bank to keep him there. But that's the same franchise that traded Wayne Gretzky. Edmund, if we do sign Holtby, I would do a 2-year contract if Mark leaves. Yeah, I don't know if Holtby would do a 2-year contract though, Edmund. That's the problem, but we'll see. Nux is laughing at Sean's reaction, me getting pooped on. Tell you, will Seattle be a good expansion team? I don't think they're going to be as good as Vegas because I think a lot of GMs learned not to protect picks. Basically, you guys know this. Vegas got so good so fast because not only did those guys have a chip on their shoulder, I get that, being discarded by their teams, but Vegas got other teams basically to trade them picks, second rounder here, third rounder here. So in order, and then in exchange, Vegas wouldn't take this guy off this team who wasn't protected. So a bunch of these deals were made, and that's how they ended up with guys like Riley and Marchessault from Florida. So I think GMs will be less less willing to do those type of deals. So I don't think, actually, and now that I say that out loud, those are a lot of draft picks though that Vegas is getting as opposed to roster players. So they're going to continue to be good, but no, I don't think Seattle's going to be as good as quickly. Nahal, I was in Kelowna for a few years ago and Ryan Getzlaf was walking by us. My dad met him, but I couldn't since I had stepped in dog poop. I don't like Getzlaf, but he's my dad's favorite player. Yeah, Getzlaf just okay. I like that he played for Team Canada, but he seems like a bit of a jerk. But he's on the ice, that is. But maybe that's why he's tough to play against. Maybe that's why we don't like him. And well, it's interesting that you had stepped in dog poop on a day I'm talking about bird poop. It was a crappy day, it sounds like. But hope that turned out okay. Yikes. Next, man, oh man, the Canadiens are so loaded. The city, they stayed here their whole career as a Canuck, but Messi and other retired Canucks. Yeah, like I said, it's rare that you have a guy. Even Trevor Linden, Captain Canuck, played for 3 or 4 other teams, the Islanders and Montreal at least for sure. Nuck 649. So I feel like Hughes, Petey, Best will leave for sure. They can't be as loyal as the Canadiens. Tough to say. I would love it if those guys stayed, but I think it's gonna be very expensive. 17 years with this team. Wow. Yeah, the Canadiens drafted in '99, I believe, and retired in 2017-18. Tayeb, I think Hughes in the future will go to Colorado and Makar will come to Vancouver. Very possibly, American goes to the States and the Canadian comes home to Canada. Dean, Hughes and Pettersson untradeable at this point and for the next 10 years. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna trade them, but can we sign them? I think that's more the issue. Dean, Horvat is tradable realistically. Yep, I agree because he won't be as expensive yet. Will the Canucks get fair value for him, whatever they deem that fair value to be? No, as a Canucks game this season, I bought a new Canucks jersey, and a man behind me was drinking. When the Canucks scored, he jumped up and his beer spilled all over my jersey. That sucks, Nahal. What jersey was it? And did the guy help pay for a new one, or at least buy you a beer, or did he do anything to make up for it? Let me know. Tayeb, how long do you think Travis Green will be a Canucks coach? I think for the next little while. I think if they make the playoffs either this season or next season, I think he'll be here for another 3 to 5 years. If they don't make it this year, I think he gets one more chance. If they don't make it next year, I think he's gone after that. Jamie, how's it going with you, buddy? I'm great, Jamie. Hope you're doing well as well. Tony, I'd pick Mike Tyson for any athlete outside of hockey. Yeah, actually, some of those fighters would be hilarious. Tyson, you might scare me a bit. Conor McDavid would be a lot of fun now that I think about it, actually. Not Conor McDavid, Conor McGregor. Conor McDavid would be just okay. Conor McGregor would be a lot of fun, but maybe too wild for me. Floyd Mayweather, maybe if I just get him to pay for stuff for me. Good question. Tyson would be good. Edmund, Clay, if you had to pick between Family Guy, Simpson, or Bob's Burgers, amazingly, I don't watch any of those three, so I'm actually not going to pick any of the three. Yeah. Alfred, I like the idea of playing games in neutral sites. I would like to see this happen if the season returns. Yeah, and we've heard North Dakota, we've heard Saskatchewan. And when we say neutral sites, those are obviously places that don't have franchises. But you got to find a place that's got an arena, that's got a hotel close by, if they're trying to do it with no fans, right? Because you got to contain everything. So it's got to be places that have an arena attached to a hotel, or at least very close. Jamie's, how about The Undertaker? I think it'd be okay. No, I wouldn't be that excited to meet him, quite frankly. Nahal, if Peter Chiarelli was still the Oilers GM, the Canucks should try to trade Eriksson for McDavid. Yeah, Chiarelli, not the best when it comes to making deals, for sure. Nahal, I enjoy online school now so that I can stay up and watch the whole stream. Yeah, that's one small benefit is with online school, you can kind of pick your, not only you can pick your schedule or maybe go as you please, but you simply don't have to be at school at 8:30 in the morning. Then you can stay here. That's awesome. Thank you. Jamie, hey Clay, do you read any books? And so who's your favorite writer? Actually, Jamie, I don't read a lot of books. If so, they're leadership books, they're church books, but I don't read a lot of fiction, to be honest with you. But let me know who your favorite writer is. Maybe that'll inspire me to actually do something. That's good. Next, I have a 6 Besser jersey and Daniels. Oh, that's good. Is that the one that got spilled on though? Or is that Nahal? I'm getting you guys, it was Nahal. Yeah, okay, there, I see that. Christopher, my mom was friends with Francesco Aquilini when she was growing up. Well, that's cool. Does she say anything about him now? And I'm actually, I'm not best friends, but I am friends with Paolo Aquilini, one of the brothers. He is the one who helped me. You guys, I don't know, you remember this in the news about 4 years ago. I emceed a wedding, big Canucks fan who's going to Rome. So through Paolo Aquilini, I was able to get this guy a Canucks jersey that said Pope Francis on the back with the number 15, 2015. So 5 years ago. And then my friend Joe took this to Rome and presented Pope Francis with a Canucks jersey that said Pope Francis on the back, jersey number 15. And it made all the news, CBC, TSN, CTV, Global. It was all over the place. So I'm not sure if you guys remember that 5 years ago, but it was basically a story about a guy, a newlywed, giving Pope Francis a Canucks jersey. That was my friend Joe. That was a jersey, a gift from me with the help from Paolo Aquilini. So there's a story for you guys. Edmund, I would like to interview Dana White. Yeah, that would be good. He seems like a interesting guy. Nahal, he apologized but didn't buy me a new jersey. I can't drink beer either because I'm only 13, but I don't ever want to touch alcohol. You know, alcohol in moderation, like anything, is okay. I'll let the kids have a sip if I'm around them. Not Kayla, but Sean. But yeah, alcohol can obviously do more damage than good for sure. But I'm sorry that he didn't do anything for me, but at least he apologized. A lot of people wouldn't even do that. Nux, who's the player in the hall? Jersey player, Besser, and the new blue home jersey. Did you ever get it cleaned in the hall and get it fixed? That's funny that Nahal was saying that he can't drink because he's only 13. So, refresh me. Between Nux, Nahal, and Rios, you guys are all, and Dexter, who I'm not sure is here, you guys are all between 14 and 16 years old, right? You guys are all like middle school or high school, but that's what I remember if I'm correct. Yeah, okay, I'll get to that in a sec. Awesome. Jamie, my beautiful wife, Shelley, favorite writer is Stephen King. Yeah, he's a good writer, good movies as well. Navaneeth, I saw that story, didn't know you were involved. Oh, that's cool that you remember that. Yes, that was me. And Alfred, I remember that story. There you go, awesome. Dean said Las Vegas. Not sure what that was in response to, Dean. Let me know because I have a short-term memory. But Tony, how do you think Hughes will perform next season? Same, better, or sophomore slump? I don't think he's going to go through a sophomore slump. Pettersson didn't. Pettersson matched his point total. I think in fewer games. I don't think Hughes is going to hit that sophomore slump. I think he's too good, quite frankly. God forbid he gets hurt. That would be the only thing to me that slows him down. But I think he's too smart, too good, too valuable to this team. I don't anticipate him hitting a sophomore slump. I'm optimistic that way. Navinath, alcohol does a great job dulling the pain of being a Canucks fan sometimes. That would be true. I've had to find other ways to dull my pain. Nux649 says, I'm 15, grade 9. Nahal says, I'm in grade 8. Yeah, so there we go. So we got a grade 9, a grade 8. So Nux is grade 9, Nahal's in grade 8. Edmund, a fan of the classic Mrs. Doubtfire. I was watching Disney. Yeah, I like Mrs. Doubtfire. My favorite part of that whole movie is when he's in the restaurant and he keeps changing. Robin Williams keeps changing from the dad to Mrs. Doubtfire. And then I think he messes up by leaving some of his makeup on, right? Or he sits down, I think, at his family's table and he's still Mrs. Doubtfire. But yeah, that was a brilliant story. It shows the brilliance of Robin Williams for sure. Dean, my bad. Las Vegas has the arena attached to the hotel. Yes, that is correct. Thank you. And I know the NBA is the one that's tapped Las Vegas to do their playoffs if they need to. Obviously, there's no Las Vegas NBA team whereas there is a Las Vegas NHL team, so that wouldn't technically be a neutral site. Christopher, as a Packers fan, I would like to interview Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, that would be good. He seems to be very thoughtful, and he's not afraid to make fun of himself. A really good player, really smart. Good choice. Edmund, Robin Williams, such a great comedian. Agreed. Tony, have you ever smoked pot, though? Now that it's legal, I guess we can ask that. Oh, yeah, Tony, you guys can ask me anything. I'm an open book. You guys know that. But no, I've never smoked pot, and I don't intend to. No, sorry, I forgot. Did you mention who was coming down yet? Yeah, I did mention, and I didn't because no one's coming down yet. It's Wednesday, it's midweek, so I don't ask the kids to come down midweek. Nothing to do with school, actually, because it's the same as Sunday night. Wednesday night, it's a school night. But I want to keep the kids to the weekends to make it more of a treat. So you're stuck with me for the next 5 minutes or so. Justin, hi Clay, joining late tonight. How are you doing? Do you think Jake is going to hit the 20 goal mark next season if this year's canceled? He's been trending and looked like he would have this year. Hi Justin, thanks for joining. Yeah, and I do think Jake will, I think, peak as a 20 to 25 goal scorer, maybe as early as next year. I don't think he's a 30 goal scorer, but I don't think he'll ever get 10 or fewer anymore. So yeah, he was on track basically to land right at 20 goals this season. And I think with another year of confidence and playing with the right guys and getting opportunity, maybe even on power play too, a bit more, I do think he can hit 20 goals for sure. Next, no one is coming down. That's correct. Edmund, what's your take on the UFC trying to hold an event on a private island? It's interesting they pulled it off. Yeah, I've never heard that. My interest in UFC has dropped a little bit, because I think people would be very interested to see how it turns out for sure. Christopher, as a tennis fan, I would like to interview either Roger Federer or Bianca Andreescu. Yep, great choices, and that's really cool that you're a tennis fan, Christopher. I think those would be really good. Federer is very classy, and Bianca, up and comer, she'd be awesome. That's a great choice. Jamie, what do you think of the WrestleMania match with the Undertaker and AJ Styles Warrior match? I thought it was very, very creative. I thought it masked a lot of Undertaker's weaknesses very well, made him look strong, and I thought it was very entertaining. The WWE made the best of a tough situation. Nahal, I hate the smell of Vancouver. It sucked before pot was legal, now it's even worse. I plugged my nose the whole time to walk to the arena. Yeah, I've never had to plug my nose, but yes, I do smell it a lot. And I'm a lot older than you, so maybe you got to protect your lungs and stuff. Nux, why do a lot of people and fans in Vancouver love Vertanen? Literally all Canucks games, I go to specifically girls, all wear Vertanen's jersey or the shirt you're wearing, Clay. Yeah, I guess because he's a good-looking guy and he's young. I do know that there are a lot of females like him. And for guys, the shotgun Jake Thomas, right? 6th overall pick in 2014. I think people, like I said, as that 2014 pick. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's why people like him so much. Good question, though. I think people want to see him succeed. Nahal Nux, I noticed that too, probably about the smell or about people loving Vertanen, maybe both. Nux, Vertanen is such a fan favorite here in Vancouver. Yep. Jamie, in that picture that we saw of you, I think that Jacob looks like a mini Clay. Yeah, I think I put the picture up. Oh, yeah, that could be in the picture of me graduating from UBC Business School 24 years ago. Yeah, I think, and Jamie, I do know that you said on Facebook that both the boys look like me, and they probably wouldn't be happy to hear that, but that's okay. And then Justin, I remember getting Vertanen's jersey the night of his first goal. He's probably one of my favorite players outside of the core 5. Yeah, there you go. So not just ladies, but guys really like Jake Vertanen as well. Wow. Thank you, everyone. That was good. It's 10:45. We got through everything, and 10:45 was kind of my target for tonight. So thank you. Thank you for joining me. I know it takes me a while to get to everything, but I appreciate you coming on and just a chance to connect with each other for sure. One thing I'll leave you with is go check out tsn.ca. Check out Frank Saravelli's article on what would the playoffs look like if the Canucks, if the season ended after 68 games. It's quite a fascinating article, actually, and I think it'd be really cool for you to check out. And it obviously ends up with the Canucks in a playoff position, which we would all be happy about. So thank you. I really appreciate you joining me midweek. I will be back on Easter Sunday, which will be, it's the biggest day of the year for us Catholics. But I'm still going to come on Easter Sunday. I'll be in a good mood. I probably won't do the house tour that day, but I'll definitely have one, two, or maybe all three kids down to celebrate on Easter Sunday as part of the live stream. So thanks again. This is good, actually. This is good that this one ends at 10:45. The other ones end a little later. But I do appreciate you coming on. I really wish that you stay safe, that you stay healthy. Subscribe to this channel if somehow you're not subscribed already. You can like this video on the way out. I certainly wouldn't complain. And look for more vlogs throughout this week until we get to Easter Sunday, where I'll be here once again. So thanks again for joining. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Stay safe. Stay healthy. God bless. And go Canucks go. Take care, everyone. Good night.